celebrity drama?
Drew Sidora, they're giving the vibes as if she's dating Portia's ex.
Oh my God.
Check. Music, movies, and viral moments.
Gabrielle Union came out and said that she was doing 50-50 with Dwayne Wade. I have that audio just in case you didn't remember, so let's listen to that.
Check. Exclusives. Come on, y'all. Y'all know I got that over here.
Whatever Lauren says, Lauren, yeah.
The show with all the hot takes, zero filter. Welcome to The Latest with Loren LoRosa. I'm Loren LoRosa, and I'm going to be bringing you guys where pop culture meets personalities. And over here, baby, we are doing all the things. Give me my tens, because we're going to have a good time. Okay, clap it up. This is how we bring in the energy. Because normally when I'm in here, I'm after Breakfast Club and just life. And the energy is down. So we bring it up with a clap. Clap it up. What's up, y'all? It's Loren LoRosa. This is The Latest with Loren LoRosa. I already said that. I am Loren LoRosa. Now, this show, as you know, is your daily dig into all things pop culture and the conversations that are really shaking the room. Now, I'm your homegirl that knows a bit about everything and everybody. And we're going to get on into some things today. We literally had news breaking, literally, as we were pressing record on the camera. Shannon Sharpe posted another statement, but I ain't going to tell you what it said yet. We're going to get into it. Today in the room, we have another guest. We've been having guests. Y'all was like, we want you to have a co-host. We want you to have a co-host. And I was like, can y'all just chill? The people are going to be coming. They're going to be rotating, and it's going to be good. So today, joining me and Patrick. Y'all say hey to Patrick.
What's good, y'all?
And he just said hey back, y'all. Brandon is here. Brandon, I don't know what you want to give the people your Instagram or like what you want to go by.
I'm Brandon. Instagram is B.Dot, B-D-O-T _27. I'm not copying anybody's name. That's just what they call me since college. And I was just highly surprised Lauren even asked me to come on here with her today because I was being very opinionated at work and just, talk about topics. And she's like, hey, come on the show. So I said, why not?
Where you work at?
I work at Power 105.1 with the Breakfast Club. I'm a producer on the show. Yeah, that's where me and Lauren get our topics
arguments
off. Yeah, and our arguments off. Yeah, she usually just give me a real dirty look, and I have to take back what I said. So,
y'all, let me tell you. Okay, so I feel like with the Shannon Sharpe conversation the other day, it was great to have two men in the room in addition to Patrick to give their feedback, give their opinion that are also very like hip hop centered. Like Wanda, Chuck, like they both are hip hop heads as well. And I say that not even just because Shannon Sharpe is like, I mean, it is kind of like hip hop adjacent, but because these are people that know how these things work, know how the game go. They've been around, they've seen things. Brandon, a lot younger than Chuck and Wanda, but because we work at the Breakfast Club and just as we're building our careers, we get to see a lot of things and we have discussions about a lot of things a lot of times. And I love our spirited discussion. So today, when we get into...
Spirited is a good word. Spirited.
Spirited.
I like that.
I'm like, we should have took shots before it would have been even better. Today, when we do, we're going to get into a couple things. I think you guys will love hearing from Brandon. And people were mad that they couldn't see Chuck and Wanda on the camera. The other day, they were in the comments like, why can't we see them? And Brandon wanted to be off camera. I asked him, I'm like, you want to be on camera or off?
I didn't mind. I was asking. I don't mind either way. I just don't have a haircut. That was the biggest issue. But I don't mind.
you on camera or off?
I mean,
if you on, we're going to have to bring you over here. We're going to give you the second camera.
Okay, it's all good. Yeah, we'll leave it. It took a while to set up these cameras. Maybe next time. Next time when I get a haircut, next time I feel good about myself, I'm gonna be on camera.
Soon it's gonna be everyone on camera all the time.
Yo, they already be mad that they don't know what Patrick look like. But we do post the behind the scenes vlogs from the podcast. We've done one, and the plan is to do them to shoot them every Sunday so that we can get them up early in the week. So it's like motivation for your week to see us in here grinding. But speaking of, we got to do a check-in. Behind the scenes of the grind.
Back on the grind.
This is where, Brandon, I know you're new to the room. This is where we check in and we just see, how people are feeling. But the rules with our check-in are that you have to use one word. And you can describe why you said that one word, but you got to do it one word first. And you got to be real about it. Like, if you're not feeling it today, you can be like, I'm down. I'm out. If you're feeling it today, like, I'm up.
Okay.
So we start off, Patrick. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. We just came back from Del State last night.
Yes.
Late, but we still got to it. We back at it again today. I'm feeling amazing. Let's do it.
Were you tired this morning getting up?
I was, but it was cool because I knew I was getting up 4. So
Yeah.
it's like I was motivated to get up and get to it today.
That's a blessing, right? That is such a blessing. I talked about that in yesterday's episode, like just having gratitude for, even on my worst day, I'm getting up and doing something that I love every single day, and I'm able to pay my rent. My family is healthy. I'm healthy. Like, it is such a blessing to be able to do that. But yes, Patrick went with me to Del State yesterday. I forgot that you got audio from that too.
Yes, we have the whole show.
We will put some of that in here, maybe just a tad bit. We'll figure out that what we can add in. But Patrick went to Del State with me yesterday. For those who don't know, I graduated from Delaware State University. Love my HBCU. So I go back often. Like, whenever they ask me to, if I can accommodate, I try to, because I know how important it is for the students to see somebody that's like really out here doing things, that's not like 80 years old. Up close and personal. So I went, they were honoring a lot of the student athletes. They have a lot going on with the athletic program. Deshaun Jackson is there now. He was there as well last night. If you want to see some of that, we did do video. So make sure you're following me on Instagram at Loren LoRosa, YouTube, where you guys are watching this. Check out, it'll be on YouTube as well too. And photos. We'll have photos posted. So that was dope to be able to take, Patrick to my HBCU. But Brandon.
Yes.
How you feeling today?
I'm feeling activated.
I know that's right.
Yes, I'm feeling activated. I've been like just consistent with some of the stuff I want to do. You even offered me pizza today. I said no.
I know.
I've been eating healthy.
I thought about that too, because you be packing your lunches so you can eat healthy.
I've been packing my lunch. I've been working out. So I just like this week I've been consistent with it. So I feel good. I made a little $100 on the stock market. So
Can you help me?
Listen, I'm not a financial advisor at all. I've been taking big losses. That's why today is a little different. But
that's why you're excited today, huh?
Yeah, now I feel ready to take all the world.
You do crypto too?
Nah.
I was about to say you fit a lot of stereotypes.
Yeah,
I'm
African, by the way. That's why she's saying that, guys. That's not right.
Sorry, y'all. It was a joke. It was we joke like that. Brandon also only dates white women. Brandon only dates white women, and we got him to the podcast. Maybe we can get him back to the dating cookout.
People are really starting to believe that because y'all are going on air telling millions of people I only date white women, and my queens are not appreciated. See, queens don't even sound like I date black. That's right. See, you got me overcompensating now. Now you got me. I only date black women. By the way. I've only ever dated black women. I just want to put that out there.
If you get a Grand Rising text, it is normally from somebody that should be a red flag in your phone. If he calls you queen for no reason, okay. But I'm glad you're feeling activated. I'm glad you're sticking to your goals. It's summertime. You trying to have the guns out. Okay. Yeah. Every time I post Brandon on my Insta story, everybody respond and be like, who that? And I'd be
like, lying, everybody. Nobody, she don't even tell me nothing.
How many times, Brandon? I've told you multiple times. Like,
I remember one time, but you don't be like everybody.
It's been like 3 times, like where I posted you and my friend, and like somebody has been like, who is that? And I'd be like,
my blessings.
Brandon, I send your Instagram page.
Okay, I
I'll never be hating.
I appreciate no.
I be
Lauren
trying
always
to put my
shows
people
love.
on.
I can't even joke like
I'm
that.
always want my people to level up.
I play matchmaker. She play matchmaker. I be seeing it.
I can't even joke around. Lauren always shows love.
I can figure out everybody love life but my own, huh?
You'll get there. You getting there.
Whoa.
Okay.
You'll get there. Okay. How am I feeling? I'm feeling attacked. I'm feeling attacked. No, I feel good as well, too. I think because the weather is warm, I'm feeling energized, which is ironic because we were out last night at Del State. But, yes, the weather is nice outside. My niece is here, and she's going to be at American Dream, so I'm going to go by and see her. I'm just up. I'm feeling like getting into the ring. You know how, like, Rocky, like, I feel like that. Like, that's how I feel right now. Like, I'm up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to say we outside, but we really in.
We both wake up at 4 a.m. for work, so this is shocking that we're both.
You wake up at 4?
What time do you wake up?
I wake up, my first alarm goes off at 3:30 a.m.
Oh, okay.
And then I lay down. I lay still, though, and I pray. Take a minute to thank God for waking me up, pray for my family, and then I get on my phone and I scroll. I do my first scroll of the day by like 3:50. Yeah. Then I got to get up by 4:10, 4:15 to shower.
That's same with me. If I'm not out the bed by 4:10, it might be it's really a game of inches in the morning.
Yeah, you like,
Literally 1 minute will throw everything off in the morning. So 4:10 is the absolute latest I can be out of bed.
People ask me all the time, like, the Breakfast Club comes on so early and you be there. Mind y'all, like today, I barely have Just be on me, like, why you wear so much makeup? You don't need it. And I've been embracing that because my couple minutes be throwing me off. If I get up 10 minutes later than whatever, I'm coming in wig. I'm literally laying my lace on the way in. I'm doing what?
Disheveled.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
'cause-
I got too excited.
I'm
My
doing
fault.
my makeup. Like, it is real. And people ask me that all the time. So I'm glad someone can finally speak to how and you a guy, so you gotta do it on
it
like a
should be
t-shirt.
easier for me, but I just move slow in the mornings.
Y'all, it be a struggle. But we get to deliver the news. Brandon helps on the back end. So all of the audios that you guys hear on the Breakfast Club when I'm doing my segment and like, some of the topics that I'm choosing to do, we work together on that. And so now he's here on the podcast because he was talking crazy today, and I need the girlies to hear
man.
him. So
That's why she brought me on to get killed by y'all. But all right, I'm ready.
at least they can't see you.
Yes, that's
Don't know
good.
who they're shooting at until we tag you. So yes, now let's get on into the latest. I would say we taking y'all to court, but again, this hasn't even made it to court yet. But your girl love to take y'all to court. And when we speak in legal matters, I think that it's always important to speak directly from what a person is saying. And today I am able to do that, even more because Shannon Sharpe just posted a statement to his Instagram. The statement that he posted is actually of a screenshot of a text that he sent to someone. And I'm just going to read that. So it says, "My statement is found here, and this is the truth. The relationship in question was 100% consensual. At this juncture, I am electing to step aside temporarily from my duties at ESPN. I will be devoting this time to my family and responding to and dealing with these false and disruptive allegations set against me. I plan to return to ESPN at the start of the NFL preseason. I sincerely appreciate the overwhelming and ongoing support I have received from my family, fans, friends, and colleagues." Shannon Sharpe. When is NFL preseason, Brandon?
Usually in the summertime, in the summer, so like around August,
Oh,
July,
this summer.
August, yeah.
So he expects this to be over fairly quick.
Yeah.
Wow, because it's what, March, April? It's March.
I thought that was a good
May.
amount of time, a few months.
It's
2-3
May.
months.
Cinco de Mayo. Well, it's April technically, but Cinco de Mayo is next
May,
week.
June, July. Yeah, about 2-3 months.
It's crazy. I know months by the drinking
Yeah.
holidays. That's crazy. No, but I mean, that's pretty swift for a civil case involving, it could be over.
Can I point out something petty
Go
about
ahead.
this?
Go ahead.
I don't know social media, okay? So this text is on the side of somebody sending it to you, correct?
Yeah, because it's gray.
Yeah, the right side should be blue or green, and the left side should be so it's clearly
Yeah.
a statement that was set
So,
to him, you know what I mean?
he probably, shoot. You right, because hold on, let me go to a text real quick. Let me see when I text people. Check it out. Yes, my texts are blue.
Yeah,
You
so-
right.
I feel
Well-
like he should pay attention to a little detail, but that's petty, my fault. Not to focus on
So
that.
he probably, because what maybe this is what happened. Maybe him and his legal team were drafting it. They're going back and forth on text about what it should be. He sent something, they proofread it or whatever, and then sent it back to him as the final version to read.
Yep.
Because it doesn't sound too lawyered up. It does sound like it is a very typical. I'm focusing on my family. Like I could almost have predicted that this is what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Which is why I had been reaching out, trying to, figure out previously, like, was ESPN going to make the call or was he? And not because I want to see anybody out of a job. I think in a matter like this, it is very unfortunate that you can't wait until something has actually been proven or disproven, like guilty, not guilty. Like he can't keep his job until then. But it's just how it works with brands, especially a brand like a ESPN, Disney,
Yeah.
because those brands don't want, like Disney, like ESPN, it's big money. They want to stay out of the muddy waters. And even though Shannon Sharpe has not been proven guilty of anything that has been alleged against him, it's still a lot of conversation around the brand. Every single time he gets on television, on
That's
that
what you're
show,
gonna be thinking of.
yeah, like people are like, well, why is he still there? Last night, literally, I was reading a Reddit, like a long conversation on Reddit, and then I saw, some conversation online on Twitter, and it's sad to say the court of public opinion matters to these brands. Like they care about what their image is, guilty or not guilty, if you're the person in question. And when I started to see these things, that's what made me reach out and say, hey, look, because people are online talking about this, I'm starting to see more stories. Because there was a story that came out, I believe it was Yahoo, that did this story saying that Shannon Sharpe, they did it yesterday. Early, they did it, well, not this will be 48 hours ago. They did this early Tuesday morning. Today is Wednesday. They did this story early Tuesday morning, the 23rd, that Shannon Sharpe was not let go from ESPN, right? Now, since then, there has been more audio that has come out. There's been text messages. There's been a lot of conversation. The photo of the woman, the accuser in question, has come out. There's been a lot of online discourse as well, because all of those things, Shannon Sharpe posting a video, all that stuff, it makes it bigger. It makes people talk about it more. The water got back hot again. So even though that story was already out, I'm like, yo, now I'm starting to see more articles questioning, whether he's going to continue at ESPN. And, after this week, people quoting the fact that there were people upset that even though he is not proven guilty, ESPN has not made a decision of hey, we just want him to just go sit down real quick. Let's figure this out. Then we'll come back to the table. People wanted and expected that from the brand. When that normally happens, something like this happens. So it's unfortunate, but it's not uncommon at all. And it doesn't signal that he's guilty at all. It could honestly be a couple of things. What I predict that happened is ESPN needed to make a decision for their brand, to protect their brand, to protect their shows, and protect their other talent, because he's on First Take with Stephen A. Smith. Who else? Do other people pop in?
Is Molly on? No, Molly's.
Yeah, they always have like.
Who's
They'll
the
have, like, a
other
co-host
mediator
on
on the?
certain days.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, they rotate.
Okay, so he's on there with Stephen A. Smith. That is, he's there, and Shannon Sharpe is Shannon Sharpe. But these other commentators are now, going to catch certain flack and certain things, because if you're on this show and we're acting like the elephant in the room isn't there, there's a certain responsibility that people do expect of the brands, but also the talent sitting next to Shannon Sharpe, which is unfair. It puts everybody in a very unfair position. So I get it. And this is what happens. We were all in here when he posted the statement. It literally just happened. What y'all think of the statement? Outside of it being not a text from him, but a text to him.
I think the statement is fair. I actually thought that was a good amount of time. You said the summertime, like NFL preseason time's a little soon. I thought that's enough time to really figure out, conclude everything that's going on, and then him come back with like a fresh slate. Hopefully he learns from the situation. I don't know if you want to get here yet. Yeah, but he seemed very green about all this, very naive about having all this recorded. This is just a situation of him doing like BDSM and just that type of kink they have together.
Yeah.
If that's the case, I think it's very negligent on his behalf to just have so much evidence, writing and audio of it.
There was trust there.
Yeah.
And that's what it is for me. It's like, as this developed and the story comes out, because even in us talking about it in here today, I'm just trying to figure out, obviously, this is not Shannon Sharpe's first day, year, month, quarter out being famous. He's been famous and has some money for some time now. I'm just trying to figure out where, if there was trust there, as it seems to have been, where did that go wrong? If this is just a case of him just, that's how they get off, right? If it is that, right? Because that's what he's alleging. This is just how this is what turns us up. This is how we do it in the bedroom. We take it in and out. That's what we do. Dang, take it in and out was probably bad to say.
Yeah. No means no, man.
But where did the trust go wrong? Or not go wrong, but when did it leave the relationship? If it is what Shannon Sharpe is alleging.
Yeah. And when you say trust, because we read in the TMZ article today that the relationship started in 2022.
Yeah.
Up until earlier this year. So I wonder, if it seemed like a 3-year relationship is a lot of time to get to know somebody, and for it to be going well, I would think, for the most part. So I wonder, that's what makes it tricky, and to see there might be something way more to just a kink or just text messages.
It's something way more on some side. There's something that we're not knowing, and it's either on the side that Shannon Sharpe is alleging, and you mentioned that TMZ article. Can you pull it up? On the side that Shannon Sharpe is alleging, which is just this is just how we get down. There has to or her side of her saying that is not how we get down. Even if we did get down like that, it went too far. And I told you that I was uncomfortable, and I said no, and I said this, and I did that. Something is missing where there was a disconnect, a major one of some sort. Because 3 years is a while to deal with someone. So I just wanted you to tell me, because you said that in that article it mentioned 2023 to now. What else does it say?
That they had consensual sexual activity with Jane Doe about 100 times in both Los Angeles and Nevada from late 2022 to January 2025.
And is it do they attribute it to anybody, or is it sourced? Who is it? Who is that information according to?
Said in a statement, TMZ Sports. Maybe you can find
Let
it
me see.
quicker than me.
Okay, they're sourcing it close to. They're sourcing it on people close to Shannon Sharpe. Yeah, so sources closer. Cause when I didn't open the story, but I made Brandon and all of our producer team sign up for TMZ alerts and alerts from various outlets where like I use to watch news.
Somebody clowned me for that, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, some girls like, yo, TMZ texted you.
Oh my God. The reason why I sign up for alerts and I make, the team that I work with at the Breakfast Club sign up for alerts is because, for instance, we were in here just chilling, talking. You're not in your phone looking at the website or on Twitter actively scrolling on Instagram or whatever. You miss that.
Yep, very
but
helpful.
Because anything that's a major story, TMZ is going to send it right through a push alert. Not me doing a commercial for them. They're going to send it right through a push alert. And then I also subscribe to like Fox News, the Megan Cuniffs of the world, Daily Mail, People, a ton of different people on Twitter as well. And I get those push alerts to my phone as well. So I can literally watch major headlines anyway, major news right from my alerts without even opening my phone so that I don't miss a thing. And I also subscribe to like when different stories are happening, I subscribe to people's like social media channels. So the minute that Shannon Sharpe posted this, I got an instant alert, like he posted to his Instagram and I could see that it was text because he's been releasing statements via his own socials. We do that though so that we don't miss a thing because things happen by the moment. Yep. But yeah, so I knew when I read the headline, I'm like, this has to be sourced somewhere close to, or you know what I mean, something coming from Shannon Sharpe's side because they're trying to, continue to push the narrative of and just further expose the narrative of this was a consensual relationship according to Shannon Sharpe. So that story happened. You notice the timing of it?
Yeah.
That TMZ story happened.
And then
about like maybe 5 minutes later, boom, I got the alert that Shannon Sharpe posted something to his Instagram. So that's how these things work. That's the statement. And this statement comes right after I literally had reached out to ESPN because reports had there were more reports that had begun to happen about Shannon Sharpe being let go from ESPN and them, you know what I mean, saying, hey, we're good off you. So I reached out to sources close to production over there just to figure out what's going on. Like, is this true? Because I see the reports and then people report that it's not true, and then I see it again. And like, what's up? I need to know for myself. And what I was told was that, Shannon Sharpe at the time, before he just announced that he's stepping away, it was business as usual. He's there Monday, Tuesday. He's not there the rest of the week. And if anything changed, we would know. That now we know. Things have changed, and it seems amicable, at least from what we can tell on the outside. I don't know if I believe that it was amicable, but I do think that what probably happened is ESPN probably came to him and said, hey, we got to make a decision, and he chose to, we want to allow you to do it. You lead it so that it doesn't look like we are severing ties. That's what I predict possibly happened, but it could have been him thinking about the other people involved and being like, yo, it's just best for me to like chill for a second, right? Like, let me get my mess together, then come on over here and see you. So we'll have to, see what happens, but this gonna be
Quick
a long
question.
summer.
What are your thoughts on people like from the outside kind of showing that they've like never been on his side, or like everybody kind of dogpiling him now with like maybe the Matt Barnes audio came out, the Shaq, Donnell Rollins, baby mama, like everybody's kind of like,
It's par for the course.
not flipping, but yeah, it's a crazy dog pile going on.
Well, the Matt Barnes audio, just in case it is a what is that called? Where it's like fake audio?
AI audio or
AI or
It's
dub?
like fake, if you dub fake.
Yeah, so if it's a dub, just in case it's a dub fake, that is alleged that there's an audio of Matt Barnes and calling around trying to get some information on Shannon Sharpe for Shaq, alleged. That's a video that's circulating right now, but haven't confirmed if that is a real video or not, or audio. But all of that, I think, it comes with the territory. Shannon Sharpe is Shannon Sharpe. That's why the coverage is so big, because Shannon Sharpe is a major name, a big name. Very wealthy man who has been successful for some time, so it comes with it.
It's random though. You said Jalen Rose's daughter, right?
Oh yeah, I saw a quote from her, Jalen Rose's daughter, and that quote said, "Doesn't matter if he did it or not, he's still a weirdo." I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Now, we all knew, like, all right. I mean, I'm not gonna say we all knew that this was happening, but I think we've all been saying, like, all right,
Unc seemed like he was starving. Unc seemed like he was starving at all times.
Hold up a little bit, Unc. Hold up now.
Yeah.
Them he loves them little young girls.
Yeah, they opened it up for me.
Yeah, but I think it comes with the territory. I'm not surprised at all. I think more so it's like, I think people kind of think that it's funny. Like, I'm seeing a lot, like, there are a lot of people who are like, he's weird as hell. That girl is way too young. But the jokes that people are making, I'm like, and it's not jokes about what happened to the alleged victim. It's more so jokes about Shannon Sharpe just doing too damn much.
It's the hypocrisy, yo. It's like
Yeah.
him always like kind of coming at people for messing with younger women and making fun of them, and he's been messing with a 19-year-old at the time.
Early 20s. Took her out for
Oh,
her
I
first
thought-
drink.
thought-
Psych,
okay.
psych, psych. I don't know if he did that. I don't know.
I thought it was 19 when it started.
No,
Okay.
19 when they started though, for
Okay.
real. But now
Okay,
she's
gotcha.
in her early 20s.
Gotcha. Yep.
Yeah, and there's that Cat Williams video. I think let's throw that on in here just for, Yeah. So it happens. You know what I mean? Especially when Cat Williams predicts your year.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have to see what comes from this. It's going to be a hot summer for Unc. Unc is Shannon Sharpe.
Hot summer for Unc is crazy. Unc need to cool down, first of all.
All right, y'all. So moving on. This is the reason why I got Brandon here.
Oh, man.
Don't say all men now. So Michelle Obama has a podcast. I've talked about her podcast on this podcast. I enjoy it so much. I'm learning so much about her, but she's just really good at being vulnerable and transparent, and she has great guests. She had Taraji P. Henson on her podcast. Her podcast, Michelle Obama's podcast, is called In My Opinion, right?
In my opinion, yes.
In my opinion, and she does it with her brother Craig Robinson, and they bring on guests and they talk about very real life topics. So they sit down with Taraji. They're talking about her career and the decisions that she's made. And Taraji has been very vocal about the spiritual journey that she went on. She talked about it when she came to the Breakfast Club as well, where she's learned a lot about herself and saying no and protecting her peace, and because she was in a really dark place at one point. So she's had to be more just protective of everything. And Michelle Obama starts having a conversation with Taraji about, her saying no and her protecting her peace and her being able to speak out for herself and be vulnerable. Let's take a listen to Michelle Obama talking to Taraji about, just what happens when she gets vulnerable and she talks about things that she feels.
We are so easily labeled as angry and bitter. And let me tell you some of the most hurtful stuff that I experienced, entering this life of public service at the heights that we entered into was during my husband's presidential campaign. And just me telling the truth of who we were, just humanizing him as a man, saying he's a great man, but he's not perfect. He's got his foibles and his flaws, trying to humanize him. The first thing that some female journalist said was that I was bitter. I was emasculating him just by sort of trying to tell the truth about what life is, right? And then you get labeled as angry, because you talk forcefully or passionately about something, even if it's in the context of great joy and pride. That the first label they put on us as Black women is that we are angry. And the irony is like, I am probably less light than many of my white female friends. I see that.
Less
Less
light.
light.
Not liked. Light.
Light. Because I say this a lot. I mean,
This led into this conversation. Now, I remember when Michelle Obama first made the comments, some of the comments she's referencing. Let's go to the other YouTube video of her where she's sitting down at Revolt with Angie Martinez and Kelly Rowland and Winnie Harlow and all of the girls. Listen to these comments. This is back from, what date is this? Go up. 2022. So this is back in December of 2022. Let's take a listen.
it's like there were 10 years when I couldn't stand my husband.
You do say that. You say
10 years. And guess when it happened? When those kids were little.
So not only do she hate her husband, she hate her kids too. No, but in that conversation was Angie Martinez, Kelly Rowland, her, Miss Tina Knowles, and Michelle Obama. And this was a conversation that they had on Revolt some years ago. I just wanted to clarify that because I didn't know everybody's name when I brought it in. Brandon was pissed off at those comments.
I'm not pissed off. It's just a little frustrating to listen to, right? So I'm listening at this one with Angie Martinez and Kelly Rowland and the rest of the gang. So she was like, I hated my husband 10 years. And if I heard right, Angie was like, yeah, you do say that. That's my issue. It's like, I feel like she says it a lot. Like, she takes every opportunity to tell us how much she hated the greatest black man, one of the greatest black men to ever live. And it's just like, dang, what can we do? Like, I'm sorry if I don't have time to change diapers. I'm the leader of the free world right now. I gotta figure out. I
gotta golf.
Do this drone strike. Or, no, golfing is to take off some of the pressure I'm going through. It's just tough. I don't like the constant. I feel like berating of Barack Obama that I see on her behalf.
And it's because she talks about when things are not perfect.
Yes.
Okay, so I can understand the sentiment because I have male friends who also, we have conversations about different things they deal with the women that they're dating, the women that they're with. And a lot of times I get upset. I be like, do she know how much you're going out of your way and you this and you that? And I'm you know what I mean? Like, and I'm going through other things as a friend or as a sister because it's like, I hear you doing everything you can do and it not being enough.
Yeah.
And I think that's where your sentiment comes from, right?
Yeah, pretty much it's like you worked, to become the president of the United States as a black man is like, it still kind of feel like you're not doing enough. At least in the household. Like, I don't know what's going on in their marriage per se.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Do we play it in this clip? I'm not sure yet. But there was one part where she was like, everybody says I'm bitter for trying to humanize him. I'm like, why does he need to be humanized? If we have him on some type of, maybe he's a symbol of hope for a lot of people, or we put him on a pedestal. And it's like, because I'm like, there's kids who literally, like, growing up, they didn't think, like, nah, I probably can't be president, I'm black. Like, it's just simple thought in passing. But it's like, if we hold him in that high regard, why do you have to bring him down and humanize him to us? Like, we know he's not perfect, but I don't think there's a need to constantly tell us how imperfect he is.
So we did play that in the clip. And when I'm hearing you talk, I'm instantly thinking about myself. And, like, I think as I'm beginning to date and deal with men that are of certain stature and have certain things going on and just, they're like, the more that you accomplish as a person, the busier you are, the less time you take for yourself. You're everybody's support system, especially when you're a man that is busy and that is providing for a bunch of people, right? My biggest thing that I've learned in myself from not just a relationship, but like even my relationship with my little brother, me not seeing, like in my household, it was just me, my mom, my grandma, my brother. My brother was my younger brother. So the women ran the household. We made the decisions. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've never seen a man be powerful and lead his home and protect and take care of his home. Not consistently. Yeah. So I had to learn through my last relationship.
To take a step back, right?
To take a step back, but also how to properly support a man when he's doing that. And like create the space for him to feel like, okay, this is home, this is peace. You can come get war ready here, and then you head outside, and I got your back if you need me. And that's a learning thing. And I think I think that level of learning never stops. So I'm sure that, and even in the conversation that Michelle Obama had, I don't even feel right calling her Michelle. Michelle Obama had not this 2022 conversation, but the conversation with Taraji. In that conversation, what I heard her say was, because in 2022, I'm hearing her say basically, her life was moving too. Yeah. She was a person too. She had a career. She was successful. Then she met this man. They fell in love. They had babies. And now her life has to change and stop. And I'm sure she expected it because she's having a kid, but she's never had a kid before. Yeah. So she's having to learn all this, and she has a lot less grace than the man does. And let me explain that, because it doesn't mean that you're not an involved father, a consistent father, an involved man in the household, or a friend or whatever, if you're not tending to the needs of the people in your life. But it is different for a woman who the baby comes out of her versus a man. A man is there for support, but it is different. The same way that I feel like men face the world way differently than a woman, we would never understand that. Yeah. But we can be there for support. I heard that in the 2022 clip. And it was almost like she had to learn how to deal with that. And by the second baby, she cool. They got it. They got a little flow. In this new clip, what I'm hearing her say is that what she realized in talking about that publicly was that because at that time, Barack was also getting dragged. You know what I mean? Being called out of his name, his nationality being questioned, death threats, all these things that was also happening to her. For her, I think, and this is my interpretation of it, and lowriders, I would love for, that's what we call our audience, the lowriders.
I like that.
We would love to hear your feedback. I want you to tweet me, Instagram, all of that. Comment on the YouTube video. What I'm hearing in the second clip with Taraji is that what she learned to do was she needed to create the space for her husband. And in doing that, he's a human as well. He has flaws. He's not perfect, but he knows how to come back and get it right. And she knew that there were other women going through that. And I think she probably felt like, if I can humanize him, then maybe y'all take it a little bit easier on him, because y'all see he's not perfect. He can't. No one's perfect. Just because he is that man that you look at, that I'm a little black boy or even a little black girl. Now I think I can be the president because of Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's amazing. But this man still has flaws. He's not the perfect dad. He's not the perfect husband. He might not be the perfect president, but he's always a trying dad, a trying president. Like, I think that's where it was coming from. But also, too, I think that there's a lot of women. Kelly Rowland instantly was like, girl, you in my head. There's a lot of people that probably could relate to that.
I've hated you for 10 years. Does it sound like what you just said? No, you're right. I completely understand what you're saying. But I don't know. I just feel like on the flip side, anytime he speaks of Michelle, it's just positive things. He writes paragraphs of how she's the greatest woman ever. I just wish she got some of the grace with what he's going through. You know
So
what I
you
mean?
don't think that she ever speaks positively of him?
No,
Because-
she does. She does.
Yeah,
she does.
She
but
loves
she
her
does
man.
take a lot of opportunities to also speak negatively because she feels like we need to see his human side.
I think men just view that type of vulnerability and conversation differently. Like, as men, it's like, okay, this is happening, but like, it's no way he would get on the podium and be like, I hated Michelle for 10 years. I wanted to date somebody else. Or that's like a
Jennifer
man.
Aniston.
Right, yo, that's like a white. So I told y'all, Brandon don't
the
like black
rumors
women.
of him and Jennifer Aniston. That's why I brought it up.
You had to point to that one.
All right, my bad.
What I'm saying is that I think men and women are just different in that. And don't get me wrong, it's some women that, like, I don't know if I would have came out and said I hated my man for 10 years. Only because...
That's a long ass time to hate somebody.
But to her point, she said, okay, they've been together... Can you look it up for me, Patrick? I believe they've been together for like 35 years, maybe 32. And she compared that to the amount of time that she's saying they've been through things. 10 years, right? How long have they been together? Oh, it's loading. 32 years.
32, okay.
So they've been together for 32 years. Because she also said in this same clip, and I've heard her say multiple times on her podcast, right? If someone were to tell you, okay, you might not like this person, out of 32 years, there might be 10 of those years that you put it all together that you're not going to like this person, right? But the other years, you're in bliss, you're in peace, you're so in love. You got to take the good with the bad.
I get it. This is going to be bad. But we don't need to know about it all the time.
But are you only saying that because he's the president, or you feel like women in general, what happens at home should stay at home?
I think it's more so because he's the president and like he probably has one of the hardest jobs in the country or possibly the world. One of the most difficult situations he's put in. His life is at threat at every moment. Like you said, come home and what'd you say? Be war ready.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like literally, he has to get war ready. And like I don't know. I feel like as a man, it's dope when your girl feels like you one of the dopest dudes out there. I'm sure she does.
Why can't I feel like you dope, but like you really get on my nerves sometimes? Like I really dislike you some days, but I dislike you, but I learn how to love you through the dislike at each phase of our life. Like I think that that's human. You think that people that are married, first of all, do you believe that people can be married for 32 years and never step outside their marriage?
I haven't been like close to marriage, so I don't even like talking about marriage or whatever like that. I hope to be married one day, but I mean, repeat your question. You said people have been married for 32 years.
32 years. Can someone be with another person for 32 years and never step outside the marriage in any way, physically, mentally, anything?
What do you mean step outside? Like
Cheat.
look? Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So in doing that, because you believe that, do you believe that there's times within those 32 years that those people are going to not desire each other, not want to be with each other, not agree? When I say not desire, I mean physically, mentally, all of that.
I understand that. It's just the platforms. It's publicly. I think we do need to hold certain people as symbols of hope. I'm sorry. I really think that's important for the greater good.
It's the president for you. It's the presidency for you.
What if Martin Luther King's wife kept talking about how much he cheated all the time? She said, no, the movement is bigger than our marriage.
She did. Martin Luther King's wife, but it's also a generation thing. She is older than Michelle Obama. I think that...
We're losing recipes.
Huh?
I said we lose a recipe.
I think because what's so crazy is Michelle Obama and Tracy Ellis Ross talked about this on the episode that we talked about prior to this, how as the generations come along, that's why Tracy Ellis Ross was saying she dates younger, because she was saying that like younger men are just open to different ideas of what relationships and the rules of engagement should be. Not engagement like marriage, but like just how a relationship is set up.
Yeah.
Like, we come from the era of what happens in the house stays in the house, right? You're not getting on a platform talking about your man and nothing in general.
Yeah.
And I do, for me, I'm going to honor that. Like, especially because I'm on the, like, I get on the radio every day. And even in the small relationship stuff that I do talk about, I'm always thinking about how the other person will perceive that or how it can be taken for the other person. And I can't imagine if the world knew, you know what I mean? Like, if I had a boyfriend and y'all knew who my boyfriend was and he is, you know what I mean, out here doing his thing, and then he got to run into people that's like, oh yeah, because Loren was just saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think about that. But I think the younger that the generations get, you feel a certain type of freedom or power where it's like, it's empowering me to talk about this because now I feel like I don't got it. Like, if I sit next to, if Michelle Obama, if Michelle Obama's next to Barack and we catch a little side eye, now we know why. She don't like him every day, but she love him and don't say nothing to her man or to her about her man. She's human. It's sanity at the end of the day. And that's what she was talking a lot about in this episode is like, for her mental health, she had to learn how to say, no, if I want to talk about what goes on because it helps me to feel human and it helps the world to see him as a human, I got to do it. And I'm not angry or bitter because of it. And if I am angry or bitter, that's what she was talking about with the light. And I think that this plays into what you're saying too. If there is anger or bitterness, it's because what I experience every day isn't light. It's not fun.
I do think she probably had one of the hardest experience as a first lady in the White House.
Hell yeah.
She had to, yeah.
While, figuring out being at this, she's not a single mom, but she's doing a lot on her own. Her husband is the president.
Yeah.
And then she now gets pulled into duties and can't be the devoted mom that she was prior to, it's just so much new change in front of the world. That has to be difficult. Do you feel like if this was any other couple, right? Like if this was, I don't know, who's a white couple? Jen and Ben broke up. They know they're my go-to white couple. They're like the white couple starter pack.
Damn, who are the popping white couples?
What's his name? Kylie and Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, okay.
If Kylie got on, where do Kylie be talking at? Why am I acting like I don't know about white people? If Kylie got on her Instagram Live,
the Kardashian. No, what's the new one?
Hulu. Yep. If she was on the Kardashian show, they do that though.
Yeah, the little. What?
The Kardashians do that all the time. They tell you everything they can't stand about their man, all the time.
They not symbols of hope, man. I
Right.
don't look up to Bruce and them. I don't look up to.
Whoa.
My bad. That was not. No. I was trying to think.
Why would you misgender Bruce?
Nah, it was. I couldn't think of no other days. I couldn't think of no other days of the family.
Does Bruce go by he or Caitlyn? Caitlyn goes by she.
Yeah, I couldn't think of any of the other guys' names. Who's Courtney's ex-husband?
Scott.
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 Yes,
I was
Scott.
thinking.
That's my boy too.
I was going to say Scott. I couldn't think of Scott.
But they dragged Scott through the mud. They made him seem like a party alcoholic who loves younger women and can't discipline his kids.
I don't watch the show that close, but that's what I thought he was too. It's okay to shit on somebody like that. I think it is that specific role.
It's
of
just
what he
because
is,
of the
like,
role of what Obama was. Yes, I understand your sentiment. Is there anything else you want to yell at black women about today? So
I don't
we
wanna
got to be
yell at
quiet
black women. I don't
outside of
like-
our household.
I don't like
What
that
else?
specific thing. You know what I mean? And I do want to acknowledge she probably went through a lot, and we talked about it before, and you yelled at me again that she probably had it hard, like having to put her career on the side and to solely be a mother and be in the public eye, and she maybe wasn't ready for a lot of the things. So I'm not even downplaying everything she went through. I just don't.
Do you feel like
the outlet of
men's
doing it.
feelings are equally considered in relationships and marriages?
Nah, and it's not all on y'all either. Like we downplay our feelings a lot too, so y'all wouldn't even think we about to end it all. But nah, it's not. I don't think so.
I feel like I pick up on that more now. And that's why, to me, when I hear her talking about humanizing Barack, I feel like it's almost like a method of protection. Like, I want you to see him as the person I see him as.
Yeah, not just
so
a
that
perfect,
you can, so that he can get some empathy because he needs it, because he probably goes through so much behind the scenes trying to keep things together. Because I think that's like my biggest thing now is like, if I'm dealing with you, like whether it's a friendship, your family, or you're someone I'm dating, like I want, because I didn't get that right the first go around, it is, and I feel like that's not, like there's nothing I can do about that, nor do I want to go back in time and try. What's done is done. It's where it should be. It's where it's at. But I'm always looking at things like this didn't happen to me, it happened for me. And when I look at like different circumstances in that past relationship, I'm like, okay, as I'm getting ready to receive my husband and get that ring, the big one, what are some things that I want to make sure that like I make him feel that we're probably lacking prior to from my side of things, like taking accountability. And that was one of the things. It's just like, I think I was raised to not see men as people with feelings. Like
I was joking. You really?
No, I'm so serious.
Okay.
I think I've told you that before.
Okay. Now I remember this conversation.
Yeah, like my mom is nice now and she's older, so there's empathy and like all of that. But nah, like in my household, it was the only man I've ever seen my mom have empathy for and allow to feelings and run all over her is my little brother. It's something about a mother-son relationship, especially when the son is the baby. Other than that, I'd be like, I can't even imagine how you were before you had me, because the way you hold it on my dad, my brother's dad, sometimes I'd be like, Mom, that's a bit unfair.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, I had to learn that though. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm trying to stand 10 toes down on how I feel about things and, my expectations. But I do think that there is room for men to like, y'all don't like, y'all feel things, but y'all don't. It's never at the forefront. Y'all have to think about y'all feelings first. Last, we think about our feelings first.
I don't know. The thought of like crying for the girl feels crazy. You
never cried with any of your girlfriends? Or your like girls you was talking to?
I was in the bathroom. That's the closest. she heard me from outside the bathroom. That's the closest I ever got. And I came out like nothing happened.
Slide.
Get away from the door. I came outside. But nah, not really.
Brandon tried to put water on his face, so when he came out, he was just like, I
just had to wash my face. Yeah.
Then that's crazy. I had my ex. It was his grandmother passed away. That was the only time I've seen him be really, really upset though, and like all of that with my ex. But when his grandma passed away, that was like the one time where I saw him like break down, and I was just like, oh, like I didn't even really. I never seen him break down like that. But that's what I'm learning. Men's in their feelings, but I think that's why the whole like men.
That's the only
mental
justifiable
health
one. Your mom or your grandma passing.
No, I wouldn't have judged him even if it wasn't that.
Yeah.
Because we were at that point, but that's what I'm saying is like, I don't want my man to have to go and cry in the bathroom. I want you to be human. I want you to be vulnerable. I want you to be, all of these things. With reason, though, like
here we go. Here we go. Reason.
With reason. What you say, Patrick?
Asterisk.
Yeah.
No, not with a condition, but just like.
Okay, what's the list of things I can't cry about?
Wait, if you seen your man cry watching a movie, you judging him?
I'm not going to judge him.
Best man holiday got me. The best man holiday got me.
But my man would laugh at me crying at a movie, so why can't I laugh at him? Like, it would be funny. Like, it would be like, oh, look at you, and I would laugh. But when I say with reason, I just mean like I don't want you to be so emotional that it's like a
hindrance.
You're not even a hindrance, but like you're emotionally unstable. You know what I mean? Where like, have you ever dated somebody or dealt with people where it's like yes, granted, things should have emotion. You should be able to feel. You should be able to be a person. But sometimes it's just like, whoa, did this equal all of that?
Yeah.
Like that type of thing. Like I want you to be able to feel and all of that, but I don't want to be your emotional punching bag, is what I'm saying. And I think sometimes when you create space and create room for things, I just don't ever want it to be miscommunicated, because I don't want to punch and bag nobody else. Like if I'm having a bad day, you're not going to have a bad day because I'm having a bad day, is what I'm saying. So like emotion, but us knowing how to like navigate each other's emotions so that I'm helping you through it, or I'm at least supporting you through it, even if it's just like I'm sitting there in silence and we just like scrolling on our phones type of thing. Or like, you call me, you need to talk, and I'm just listening. But not like, okay, now you throwing darts my way because of something you experience, because I'm there for you. Like that's what I mean by with reason. Like I'm not a punching bag because I'm willing to be here and allow you to be emotional.
Yep.
And I don't think that it should be the other way around either. I don't think that it should be like that with women as well. And I've done that in my past as well too. So I'm being accountable or whatever, but leave Michelle Obama alone, Brandon. Keep her name out your mouth.
I think very highly of Michelle Obama. I just wish she thought highly of her husband too. It's like,
well, we're gonna leave it on that one. Oh my God, we have 50 minutes. Taylor's gonna kill me. All right, so in wrapping it up, What have we learned from today, y'all? This is the part where we kind of summarize everything that we have been talking about into like one overall, like, all right, here's today's takeaway. So we went from Shannon, Club Shay Shay, to Michelle Obama in the Obama household. What did we learn today?
You learn different things from different stories, but Unc, you gotta learn how to control your horny. You gotta really learn how to control yourself. Like, that's ridiculous. The things you're doing is ridiculous. Or if you really need to get that off, you gotta be more discreet with it. But it's ridiculous. Michelle Obama, what I've learned from that is like, from what you're saying, is like the other side of it, the grace, she may need and why she's lashing out.
Lashing out is crazy.
That's not the good word. Why she's
lashing out is crazy, like she's on a leash.
While she's expressing herself in these ways. But yeah, I think there's different things you learn from both the stories we talked about.
Patrick, what about you?
Unc had to say something because he was going on like business as usual. He needed to take care of that business first. And as far as Michelle, I would say like some of it is maybe hyperbole when she's saying I hate it. You know what I mean? I think it's a
like
it's
an
exaggeration.
exaggeration.
Kind of
Yeah, I think that
she
too.
was just kind of just saying like, look, this was a hard time essentially. Keep in mind that in 2008,
you would take that lightly if your girl said that, or
maybe I wouldn't, but I just think that in that context, remember he ran for president in 2008, so his kids were 10 and 7. So she was talking about changing diapers. So that was way before his.
That's what I was trying to say to you earlier.
So we're talking like when he was doing
yes.
Ohio State. That was when he ran for Senate, and I said Hawaii. He ran for Senate, and
gearing up. He getting ready to be president.
But she said that she said that because if you know
Illinois
their love
State,
story,
sorry.
they were working towards certain things. You know what I mean? Like they were, and it's like both of them are. It's like right now you hustling. The girl you meet, she gonna be hustling too. I think about this all the time. Honestly, this conversation has made me want to have a very serious conversation with myself, and just what is it gonna be like when that happens for me? When my life stops all of a sudden, or not stops, but it's gonna be different when I have a kid.
Yeah.
I think about just myself. I'm so last minute with everything. Like you know what I mean? That's a physical change that'll mentally require change as well too. And yeah, like
when I'm president, you can't tell me shit. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
all right, Lauren, what are you taking away?
Take that part out.
What I learned from all of this is I just think that there's a golden there should be a golden rule, and I think that there probably is one. I just don't know the quote for it, but it should be golden to be able to protect your peace, your household, your reputation, your brand, just like how you're interacting with people and how you deal with an impression that you leave on the people you interact with, and like how that echoes into the world. So I don't know what went down with Shannon Sharpe in this girl or what didn't go down, but something wasn't protected somewhere on someone's side, and now we're getting all of this, like, and it's not good. And I think that, just learning how to protect everything you've worked for. But I don't know, that's kind of crazy to say because if on the other side, like if what she's alleging is true, like right?
Yeah.
There's no way that no, because there's no way that, you don't go somewhere like not trying to protect yourself from things like sexual assault. So.
Yeah, now
I don't
my answer
know.
feels crazy.
Huh?
As a thinking on the flip side, my answer feels crazy.
Yeah.
But you should definitely. I don't even know what to say. Anyway.
I don't know if I've learned anything from Shannon Sharpe, so I'm gonna just leave that there. I think I'm gonna just leave it there. But as far as Michelle Obama, Wallow tweeted this thing. He said, "Too much exposure invites entitlement, and too much access breeds disrespect. When people feel they can reach you at any time, see you everywhere, and speak to you however they want, they begin to forget your value. Mystery protects respect. Boundaries protect peace." And I think that it goes to your point of what you're saying about Michelle Obama and how she speaks out about certain things that go into, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I also think that it speaks to what she's trying to say as well, too. She's managing how people deal with her so that they deal with her in a way that is respectful and according and aligned to, where her mental is at. So that is it. That is all. I'm wrapping up this episode because getting a little lengthy, but we had a good time. Brandon, thank you for joining us.
No problem. I had a great time. Also, I probably didn't express myself in the best way this episode, but yeah. Maybe one day I'll be invited back. I don't know. Probably not, but hey.
Then you gotta come back. You gotta come back. You gotta come back.
Well, he's gonna be on camera, and he's gonna be on camera next time.
Yes. We should do that.
What?
What should be doing after work?
What days?
Monday through Thursday.
Every day?
Sunday through Thursday.
Sunday through Thursday. Yeah, maybe we could work something out.
Okay, y'all, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But so this has been the latest with Loren LoRosa. I am Loren LoRosa, your homegirl that knows a bit about everything and everybody. Tell you guys this every time because I want you to know I mean it. At the end of the day, you guys could be anywhere with anybody because it'd be a lot going down talking about all this stuff. But y'all choose to be right here with me every single episode. And for that, I appreciate you guys. I will see you in my next episode.